Prepare to bask in unprecedented epicness, because today I'm going to elucidate why graduate school is significantly easier than high school. So why would I deem graduate school to be substantially easier than high school? Well, there are a multitude of reasons to support this contention. First off, you don't have to show up to compulsory concentration camp for 8 to 10 hours a day as a graduate student. When you're in high school, you have to wake up early and you have to show up to class 8 to 10 hours a day. This encroaches on your sleep schedule. This prevents you from getting REM sleep, and this also impinges on your eating schedule. Furthermore, when you come home from school, you're lethargic, you're debilitated, you're frazzled, you want to get sleep, but you have 6 to 8 hours of homework to do. At least I did. So it's just a debilitating, agonizing experience. In graduate school, you don't have to deal with that. You just get homework, and you may have to show up to class once a week at most. But most people are opting to go to graduate school online. It's more efficient, you save gas money, you save time, and that time that you would earmark towards driving, you can utilize towards enhancing your assignments to optimize your chances during a 4.0 GPA. So you don't have to show up to a compulsory concentration camp for at least 40 hours per week as a graduate student. So that's one benefit. Second off, I would deem it to be significantly easier than high school because the homework, the workload is not as mind-numbingly boring. The answers are not black and white. They require critical thinking. In high school, you read, you paraphrase. You can't utilize your ingenuity. You can't create the answers. But it's different in graduate school. It's a disparate context. As long as you meet the criterion of the assignment, you can write anything you want. So graduate school offers tremendous latitude for creativity. And if you're studying something that tickles your fancy, that piques your interest, that appeals to you, then the work is going to be more fulfilling, and it's not going to be so agonizing, to say the least. Writing my dissertation wasn't as burdensome as being a high school student, believe it or not. What else? What's the third reason? This is an impromptu video, so I'm coming up with the third reason on the spot. I'm improvising. The workload is significantly less as a graduate student than it is as a high school student. Because as a high school student, you're in the compulsory concentration camp for 8 hours per day, and then you come home and you have 4 to 8 hours of homework. But in graduate school, when you attend the lectures, you don't have to do any work, usually, when you're attending the lectures. You do have homework, but it may be like 3 assignments a week, as opposed to 10 assignments per class, or 15 assignments per class per week as a high school student. So you're getting, let's just say, 3 assignments each week per class as a graduate student versus 15 assignments per week each class as a high school student. So the workload is lessened as a graduate student, and because of that you have more time to focus on your assignments, and you can really exude a more earnest, more diligent, more studious effort to get an A on those assignments, because you're not swamped with the same responsibilities that a high school student has. So graduate school is easier because there's a decreased workload. You don't have to show up to a compulsory concentration camp for 40 hours per week, and the assignments allow you to exercise your ingenuity and creativity and utilize your critical thinking skills. They're not as mind-numbingly boring as the assignments that you have to complete as a high school student. But if you're in high school right now, I recommend and advocate dropping out and getting a GED high school is a sheer and utter waste of time. A GED is equivalent to a high school diploma and can get you into any college, presuming that you have stellar ACT and SAT scores. So I hope that you found this video to be insightful and enthralling. I'm curious about your feedback appertaining to this subject. What do you think? Please feel free to divulge your comments via the comments section beneath this video. I hope that you found this video to be eminently insightful. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.